Hey, this is the Real X-Men True Origins. We are on part 8, and now we're about to get into some real action. Now you're about to see some real action, okay? You're about to see some real action. You're about to see these superhuman power of these Hebrews. All right. I think last time we left off on the book of Jasher Chapter 37. We was on verse 11. So we'll start on verse 12. And we have the king of Tapnach, who is Jasher, calling out the sons of Jacob, the Hebrews. And the sons of Jacob heard this, and their anger was kindled exceedingly at the words of the kings of Canaan. And 10 of the sons of Jacob hastened and rose up, and each of them girt on his weapons of war. And there were 102 of their servants with them equipped in battle array. Alright, that was 112 total men again. And all these men, the sons of Jacob, with their servants, went toward these kings, and Jacob their father was with them. And they all stood up upon the heap of Shechem. Remember that Jacob was 100 and I think he was 105, 106 years old at the time. Yeah, 105 years old. And they are going to battle with all these kings, all these Canaanite kings. So, and the sons of Jacob heard this in their okay, and it was exceedingly. And 10 of the sons of Jacob hastened and rose up, and each of them girt on his weapons of war. And there were 102 of their servants with them equipped in battle array. These were no punks. These were men of war. They was ready to fight. And all these men, the sons of Jacob with their servants, went toward these kings, and Jacob their father was with them, and they all stood upon the heap of Shechem. And Jacob prayed to Yah for his sons, and he spread forth his hands to Yah, and he said, O the power, thou art an almighty power, thou art our Father, thou didst form us, and we are the works of thine hands. I pray thee, deliver my sons through thy mercy from the hand of their enemies, who are this day coming to fight with them, and save them from their hand. For in thy hand is power and might to save the few from the many. And give unto my sons, thy servants, strength of heart and might to fight with their enemies, to subdue them and make their enemies fall before them. And let not my sons and their servants die through the hands of the children of Canaan. But if it seemeth good in thine eyes to take away the lives of my sons and their servants, take them in thy great mercy through the hands of thy ministers, that they may not perish this day by the hands of the kings of the Amorites. And when Jacob ceased praying to Yah, the earth shook from its place, and the sun darkened, and all these kings were terrified, and great consternation seized them. And that was a heck of a prayer. That was immediate response by the Most High. And Yah hearkened to the prayer of Jacob, and Yah impressed the hearts of all the kings and their hosts with the terror and awe of the sons of Jacob. For Yah caused them to hear the voice of chariots, and the voice of mighty horses from the sons of Jacob, and the voice of a great army accompanying them. So it was one of two things. They was hearing these things like it was the armies of Yah, like it was the angels, the Malachim of Yah coming against them, and it terrified them. Even though there was giants in the midst, it terrified them. And these kings were seized with great terror at the sons of Jacob. And whilst they were standing in their quarters, behold, the sons of Jacob advanced upon them with 112 men, with a great and tremendous shouting, just like you see in these epic movies, these tales, Lord of the Rings, all these movies that deal with these people going to war against, another country or city or something like that, this is what you're saying right here. This is where they get it from. And when they go, yeah, and they go run after and they go run into battle, this is what you're looking at right here. And when the king saw the sons of Jacob advancing toward them, they were still more panic struck, and they were inclined to retreat from before the sons of Jacob as at first, and not to fight with them. Remember, these are mighty men. These are also, they're fighting against the sons of Jacob, but these are men that are men of war. These are mighty men. Some giants even are in the midst of them, and they're afraid. But they did not retreat. See, they were not cowards, saying, "It would be a disgrace to us thus twice to retreat before the Hebrews." And the sons of Jacob came near and advanced against all these kings and their armies. And they saw, and behold, it was a very mighty people, numerous as the sand of the sea, like thousands of men. And the sons of Jacob called unto Yah and said, "Help us, Yah, help us and answer us, for we must trust in thee. And let us not die by the hands of these uncircumcised men, who this day have come against us." And the sons of Jacob girt on their weapons of war, and they took in their hand each man his shield and his javelin, and they approached to battle. And Judah, the son of Jacob, ran first, he was the head one, before his brethren, and they're shouting, "Ah!" like you see in the movies. And 10, Braveheart type stuff, and 10 of his servants with him, and he went toward these kings. And Jasher, king of Tabnak, also came forth first with his army before Judah. And Judah saw Jasher and his army coming toward him, and Judah's wrath was kindled, and his anger burned within him, and he approached to battle, in which Judah ventured his life. And Jasher and all his army were advancing toward Judah, and he was riding upon a very strong and powerful horse. And Jasher was a very valiant man, and covered with iron and brass from head to foot. You see in those movies where sometimes the horses have on this armor. Jasher had on armor too. It was like a jousting, but it was war. They was going on to war against each other. And Jasher and all his army were advancing toward Judah. I already did that. And whilst he was upon the horse, he shot arrows with both hands. That's awesome. From before and behind, as was his manner in all his battles, and he never missed the place to which he aimed his arrows. And when Jasher came to fight with Judah, and was darting many arrows against Judah, Yah bound the hand of Jasher, and all the arrows that he shot rebounded upon his own men. How about that? He was shooting and he never missed, but in this instant, his arrows were shooting his own men. And notwithstanding this, Jasher kept advancing toward Judah to challenge him with the arrows, but the distance between them was about 30 cubits. And 1 cubit is 17.8 inches, okay? So, I don't know, I guess they're about, 30, 40 feet away from each other. And when Judah saw Jasher darting forth his arrows against him, he ran to him with his wrath, excited might. Here we are. Here's where the superpowers come. Now we see the wrath here of Judah. And Judah took up a large stone from the ground, and its weight was 60 shekels. Don't know how much that is. It could be. I could have it wrong. I think the weight of that rock, kind of like what David did. I think this rock was like 1.5 pounds, I believe. To challenge him with arrows, but the distance between them was about 30 cubits. All right. And Judah took up a large stone from the ground, and the weight was 60 shekels. And Judah ran toward Jasher, and with the stone struck him on his shield, that Jasher was stunned just from the force of this rock with the blow, and fell off from his horse to the ground, and the shield burst. What might? You got a rock like that in there, burst your shield asunder out of the hand of Jasher, and through the force of the blow sprang to the distance of about 15 cubits. 1 cubit is 17.8 inches. So you think about it, 15 cubits, you got 17.8 times 5 is 267. You round that into feet, you got 12 and a 267, so that's about 22 feet. So from the blow of this rock that Judah did, that burst his shield 22 feet from him, and we fell before the second camp. We're going to stop right there. Now you can see the 22 feet this shield went from a blow of a rock. That's strength. That's not human strength. That is superhuman strength. Okay, it's going to get better. It's only going to get better. This is your boy, Yah's Chosen One. Let's continue on the next one. Shalom.